Good morning, and welcome back to Books and Gratitude, the podcast where I talk about books that move us, encourage us, entertain us, or simply give us something meaningful to carry with us when we turn the final page. Today, I'm talking about A Love Letter to My Body, Finally Learning to Love Myself as God Intended by Suzanne Ronskevitz. She's a friend of mine, and I've read her books before. The Mermaid Meets the Professor, such an adorable book. I gave that 5 stars too because she's such a great writer and she knows how to build a world that is just positive, and I love that. Well, this book gets 5 stars from me too because of her writing and her message. So before I get into my thoughts, I want to mention something that I discovered while looking up Suzanne. Yes, Suze, I researched you, and I should have done it before, but I did it this time, and I wanted to learn more about your writing and your process and all that. So Suzanne is a writer and an artist who has a particular interest in helping women heal from past wounds. And I think that every woman has something um, that we've faced in our past or right now. And she is so wonderful about the message that she brings across to let every woman know that she sees us and she's there. She's right here with us. So her author biography also says she wants her writing to encourage acceptance and self-love. So no negativity at all. Just be positive and be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. I mean, that makes the heart behind the book like this especially meaningful. The message of A Love Letter to My Body is one I think a lot of us need to hear, and we should hear it. We spend an unbelievable amount of our lives criticizing ourselves, every little thing. I mean, don't we all look in the mirror and immediately search for the flaws? We compare ourselves to other people. We remember things people said to us years ago that weren't so kind. We worry that we're too old, too heavy, too thin, too scarred, too different, or somehow just not enough. And that we need to stop doing that to ourselves. Somewhere along the way, we forgot something incredibly important. Our bodies have been carrying us through our entire lives. They've carried us through wonderful moments and terrible ones, but we're still here. It's carried us through heartbreak and laughter, illness and celebrations, loss, friendship, family, and everything in between. But so many of us talk to ourselves in ways we would never dream of speaking to somebody that we love. Isn't that weird? Isn't that sad that we can tell people that we care about that they're wonderful and they're worthy, and when we look at ourselves, we can't do that. And this book helps us to realize that we should be doing that. We should be saying wonderful things about ourselves. It's really just one of those things I appreciate so much about the idea behind this book. It asks us to change that conversation. It asks us to be kinder to ourselves. I mean, instead of looking at ourselves through criticism, what would happen if we looked at ourselves with gratitude? Instead of saying, I hate this about myself, what if we said, thank you for getting me through it? Thank you for being. Thank you to the legs that have carried me. Thank you to the arms that have helped me hold people that I love. Thank you to the eyes that have allowed me to see the beautiful things in the world. Thank you to the face that shows every laugh line, every tear, experience, and year that has made me who I am. Those are all things to be grateful for. You survived so much and you're still here. Isn't that wonderful? And maybe most importantly, thank you to the person inside your body who keeps going, even through all of this. And there's also a faith-centered message woven into the title itself. Learning to love yourself as God intended. Now, whether your personal faith looks exactly like Suzanne's or not, I think there's something universal in the idea that we weren't put here to spend our lives hating ourselves. I mean, why would we do that? Why do we do that? We're allowed to recognize our worth. We're allowed to be imperfect. And we're allowed to love ourselves while still growing. Self-love doesn't mean believing you're flawless. It means accepting that you deserve compassion even when you aren't flawless. And I think that compassion needs to extend beyond ourselves. One of the biggest messages I took from this book is how desperately we need to support one another instead of tearing each other down. It hurts me personally because I'm guilty of that sometimes. Like bullies, I sometimes bully the bully, and I shouldn't do that. None of us should do that. We need to be kinder to each other. I mean, because we really have no idea what somebody else sees when they look in the mirror. It could be exactly what we think we see in ourselves. That person you think is beautiful may see nothing but flaws. The person who seems confident may have spent years trying to believe they're worthy. And sometimes one sincere compliment, one kind word, or one person saying, I see you and you matter, can make an enormous difference. That's why I love the message in this book. I mean, imagine how different the world might feel if we stopped competing with one another and started rooting for each other instead. But come on, tell your friends they're beautiful. Celebrate their success. Remind them of their strength when they've forgotten them. And when somebody is struggling, don't make them earn your kindness. Just give it. Because there's enough cruelty in this world already, especially right now. We don't need to contribute more. And we certainly don't need to aim that cruelty at ourselves. So yes, a love letter to my body, finally learning to love myself as God intended, earns 5 giant stars from me for its uplifting message of self-acceptance, faith, compassion, and learning to see ourselves with a little more love. And maybe after reading it, we should all write our own love letter. Not necessarily to our bodies, but maybe just to ourselves as a whole, to the person who survived everything that came before today. You're still here, and that deserves some gratitude. And now for my words of gratitude. Today, I'm grateful for this body that carries me through every single day. I'm grateful for every scar because it means something healed. I'm grateful for every wrinkle because it means I've lived long enough to earn it. I'm grateful for the laughter, the hugs, friendship, second chances, and the people who remind us who we are when we sometimes forget. And today, I'm especially grateful for the reminder that loving ourselves doesn't take anything away from anybody else. There's room for every single one of us. So be kind to yourself today. Be kind to others every day. Be kind to your body. And while you're at it, find someone else who might need a little encouragement and remind them that they're worthy of love too. Because maybe that's how we make this world a little better. I sure hope so. One kind word, one grateful heart, and one person lifting up another. We all need to do that. So until next time, keep reading, keep loving, and most importantly, keep finding something to be grateful for. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone else who is worthy of this message, because everyone is. Have a great day.